I do believe that all humans have a purpose. I haven't had a job in over 5 years, and I can say that I'm in totality living my purpose.
When we're dancing slow, we met in Brooklyn. I know you evil, did I ever tell you my people from Barbados?
You finding your purpose has nothing to do with me or this video, okay? I can only share what I've gone through. Take everything you see online in general as a grain of salt and go inside, because you know the answers to all of the questions that you have. And yeah, I'm gonna do my best to express clearly all of the points that feel relevant to me. To me, finding your purpose is incredibly multi-layered, and it's not just claiming and doing your passion. At least it wasn't like that for me. For me, it was very spiritual. It forces you to heal frequencies and layers inside of you that you didn't know existed. And again, this is what it was like for me. What led me to my purpose is understanding these few foundational or fundamental aspects to myself, which allowed me to be a clear mind and a vessel to receive the clarity I needed to then act upon. And so, yeah, I love this topic. I realize that this is the one topic that I can truly speak to, and I can totally claim that I'm qualified to speak on it because I haven't had a job in over 5 years, and I can say that I'm in totality living my purpose. I love what I do. What gets me out of bed in the morning. I feel like I've pushed past succumbing to pressure, and everything I've gone through within finding my purpose has made me really strong, or has made me much stronger than I was before. And so for that, I'm just grateful. I didn't fully know my purpose. I spent hours asking and asking and writing and writing and asking and asking and writing and writing and asking and asking and writing and writing, knowing I will receive the most clear answer. Replace scrolling with asking yourself. Replace scrolling with going inside. Replace scrolling with writing. It'll bring you so much more. Please, I beg of you. You begin to ask and you start to receive answers. Have the awareness that whatever comes forward, acknowledge it, dream into it, write it down, and thank it, because what you're doing in 5 years from now might be totally different from what came through, but that end date is happening because of what is coming through first. It's the thing that's opening up your mind to blossom further, and it's what's going to lead you to the next, going to lead you to the next thing. It's going to continuously open. Quote stuck with me like a year ago. Your excitement is your attunement to God. Okay? In other words, your excitement is like breadcrumbs to follow for your liberation of your soul. I feel like a lucky bitch because I have 2 parents that have absolutely sent it throughout their life. I have seen them go through so many different types of endeavors, rise and fall and rise again. And I haven't seen their spirits like break. They just continue on. And I've seen them be poor, middle class, and rich. But I was wealthy in the sense that my parents naturally enforced in me to believe that I can do anything. And that is something that like I bow to. It sets me apart from someone that wants to run a business and runs it versus wants to run a business and doesn't run it, or wants to do whatever and then does or doesn't do it. And this is something so fundamental to who I am that I believe you can adopt any belief systems that serve you. And for me, this is where I feel naturally wealthy in. This is something that my family just like, they gave it to me. No education, no experience, no resources, no power, like no connections. Living your purpose. Like if you don't believe that it's gonna work, then don't even bother going after it, because you're gonna have a hell of a time. I'll acknowledge again, I said it at the beginning of this video, everyone's journey is gonna look different to them. For me, I've had to go through so many cycles of claiming to people as well, and having to claim to myself on days that I just wanted to roll over and go to sleep for the rest of my life. And so I thank my parents so deeply for that belief system. This is such an exciting time that you've entered into if you're asking this question. Whenever I talk to friends about this, the first thing that I say to them is to do like an exercise and make this continuous. And it's to remove all limitations, like not having enough money, time, resources, experience, and give yourself the time, specifically time, like hours a day, even hours a week, however much you can carve out, to just fully dream into, well, what would I do? And to strategize, like allow yourself to dream, strategize. I wanted to start a cannabis branding company because there's a bunch of like compliance around it, and I had learned it, blah, blah, blah. Started to like brand it in my head. And then I started to think like, am I gonna get clients, or am I gonna try and find people that wanna just start a cannabis company and I make equity? This is kind of me dreaming while analyzing and strategizing the pathway forward, while completely composting all limitations or beliefs, like just to start to like move. And as you open that process up, it leads you to different pathways of thinking that you might end up fully flushing that idea down the drain. And I remember at one point I had 5 different pathways I could have gone. And in this time, I was asking, what is my power? Show me my power. And as I was saying that, I was relating it to career and purpose. And that's when I came up with 5 different options, pathways I could go. I chose the thing that lit me up the most. For me, there wasn't an option to do something that I didn't want to do, because there's already so much responsibility in purpose. I chose what I wanted to do most. And on top of that, I capitalized on my natural talents. And so this is also like, baby kitty, come here. Our natural talents are like hints and gateways, and if you follow them and you capitalize on them, like they're there for a reason. You can allow them to hold you. For me, I didn't know how to shoot with a camera, but I had a really natural eye, and so I did everything that I could to set me apart from all of the local photographers. And I started just shooting for free for local companies to build my portfolio. And sooner or later, people started to book me. And in that time, it gave me the option to do something that was fun. And it gave me a lot of time to think about my purpose. And for me, like, I really needed that time. I was in devotion to myself and my life. I took that really, really seriously. I was in a space where I had no education, no experience, no resources, no power, like no connections. And so I really leaned into photography. And at that point, I feel like I kind of like, I capitalized on it, and I really saw it as its space for me, naturally networking because of the work that I was doing. And it's what brought me the person that changed my life forever, and that was my lover and now business partner. And when him and I came together, it was a matter of, yes, my natural talents brought me to him, but it was also my frequency was changing, and I was getting really clear on what I wanted to bring forward, and that's what him and I really merged on. It was circumstance based off of how I was brought up, was effortless to claim and to dive into purpose. We are designed to naturally be inspired by the needs of this planet and humanity. And so if I were to sit down with anyone and talk about a business idea that they wanted to bring forward, I would, yes, talk about the thing that can hold them while birthing their purpose, but I would also only want to ethically speak to this by diving into natural needs. Like, we are in a chapter of saying goodbye to the old world and hello to the new world. And within that, your purpose is just waiting to be unboxed. And I fully believe that to be true. Purpose, it's related to this, and so therefore it's related to God. And if you don't believe in God, this video is not here to convert you. For me, when I think about God, I think about anchoring in the most pure frequency in my body and on this planet. It's about a consistent and constant anchoring of God. And when you're anchoring the most loving, the most kind, the most patient, the most holy energy, you will begin to see solutions. They will come to you. On a grand spectrum, they will come to you. If you are stuck in a loop of being terrified of this planet, of the direction of humanity, of your life, you are not a garden for solutions. You are not a birthplace for solutions. And so if you want to discover your purpose, it goes hand in hand with cleaning out your body and your mind. And to me, that's my relationship with God. God has allowed me to design a life that is attracted in the right elders and healers and teachers, the right videos even, the right relationships, whether they were negative or positive. All my negative relationships only brought me closer to God, only brought me closer to my purpose. And it's because God helped show me this. Back to this era that we're in. For me to speak authentically on this, I have to acknowledge God. I know that can be super triggering, and I'm sure people are exiting as they hear this, but I don't give a fuck. Like, it's what's bringing me wealth, it's what's bringing me my people, and I am doing something that I literally am on my knees forehead to the ground for, because I love it so much. And on top of that, I found a solution for the planet. I found a long-term impactful infrastructure. And so your purpose not being extractive is very important, because in this era, if you choose something that is extracting from the earth or from the human spirit, that will not last. I promise you this. And so your purpose comes from power, and real power comes from purity. And your power lies in what sets you apart, what drives you, and it makes you feel like you're on a mission. It feels like you're creating your own movie when you really tap into your purpose and your power and your purity. In moments when you want to give up, you literally can't, because you're on your mission. I want to acknowledge that our first purpose is ourselves and our family. And for me, like, I'm really wanting to have amazing relationships within my family, and it's been hard for me to cultivate that. I like to avoid, and well, I don't like to, but I tend to avoid and shut down and then not connect. We have our family members for a reason, and our purpose lies in our lessons that are necessary. So for me, one of my lessons that is super important that I heal in this lifetime is to not be avoidant and to be totally connected to my family and my people. I believe our purpose on this planet is to be fully happy, and so that means healing these tendencies and patterns. And these tendencies is what's gonna like fuck up parts of your purpose and your business. You have to take that seriously, because what the fuck else is life for? Who am I is like an entire fucking series, and so I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. We live in a universe of free will. You can choose the dark, you can choose the light, or you can be Luke fucking Warren, which is the dark, technically. And so your choice is paramount to the direction of your life. And baby kitty, come here, come here. I do believe in God, like you can rely on God, yes. But you have to choose to go all the way, and you have to choose who you are, especially with your purpose. Like what came to me when I was like planning this video, thinking about archetypes, because naturally humanity has created like a few. There's not a lot of archetypes, and it can kind of like help categorize you if you don't know who you are at all. I feel like starting there is nice. So you can go into like Carl Jung, or there's others. If you look up like archetype, like, you'll get a list that has something to do with being a hero, a jester, a caregiver, a lover, a fighter, a magician. So you can feel the difference, and you don't have to just be one. But if you feel drawn to a few, that energy, if it inspires you and it excites you, like follow that, and you can anchor that more as you claim your purpose. And all of this has to do with expression. That's why we're here, is to be fully expressed. And so living out your purpose is like the ultimate embodiment practice of your expression. And so I like that as a practice. I used to want to hide how much I love to joke around, because I thought my work was serious, but it's not. And that was really freeing, because I had a chapter where I thought I needed to be very professional. But then I realized that I can rewrite how I want professionalism to look like. And to me, that's being very authentic and speaking my mind. And if I make an offensive joke, it's not the end of the world. And so breaking past who you think you should be when it comes to your purpose and fully showing up as who you want to be. And knowing that you can choose that, okay? Choosing your purpose is like a spiritual boot camp, and it becomes like that very fast because in this economy, you have to fucking believe. Because like I said it before, if you don't believe, then don't even try. Just know, if you want to live your purpose, the only thing, if you take nothing from this video, except for this next thing that I'm about to say, and if you just remember this, I believe and know that you'll be okay. And it's anchoring the belief that you will and you are on the path to live your purpose. You do not need to force it. It will come to you if you believe that it will. You can also create a life that is much easier than the things that I talked about. And you can choose everything. You can choose how you respond to everything. And so, yeah, that's it.